Monday. Everything is perfect. So I've already prepped my face with my skincare. She's nice and ready. So let's begin. I just wanted to do this because I feel like it's been a while since I've just sat down and chatted with you guys. So I'm really excited to just chat and get ready and just talk about some things. Honestly, what it is I just feel really good. I feel back to my normal self, and as like a Virgo, I feel like it's really hard to tell kind of when I'm like in a funk because it's all like in my head. So let me know if you can agree with that. But I go through moments where all of a sudden, I lose like all motivation, inspiration, hope, just like everything, and I just like overthink. And I'm sure, we all have those moments, and they just, honestly, they really suck because they really like stop me in my tracks. I feel like I'm doing so well, and then all of a sudden I'm back in that funk, and I don't like being in that place. But what I learned this time is that place like teaches me so much. Like, I now know that the universe is just trying to teach me something. I just need to be patient. I need to listen to myself and just trust that everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. I was just taking it slow, just taking it day by day, because what else can you do? But I just get like really bummed when I'm like stopped in my tracks, when I feel like I'm doing really great and then that happens. But now that I'm back and I'm feeling good and I'm feeling inspired and motivated, I just feel so good. I feel like myself, but I was just telling Russ, my boyfriend, that now I feel like the upgraded version. Like, I had to go through that in order to level up. So, like, if you're going through a hard time, just try to like live through it, get through it, but just know like it's not gonna last forever, and that it's trying to teach you something. Like, there's always something to be learned through hard times. Like, that's when you learn the most about yourself and life. So, just ride the wave and be hopeful for the future. That's really what I want to say, because I feel like, life is full of ups and downs, but you have to take every moment and just be thankful for all of them. Not just the good moments, but equally as grateful for like the low moments or the bad moments, if you want to like categorize them, because you're always going to get something out of them. They're always needed, and they always come at the right time. So just trust the process. I've had a couple of these lately. Like, I've been really good, but I've had like 2 moments now where it's just like I just really just did not feel good. I just had to go with the flow. I just had to get through it, I mean, that's all you can do. And just know in your heart that good times are on the way. You're always rewarded with the opposite. So if you're going through a low moment, a tough moment, like, there's something really good on the other side waiting, always. Like, I feel like basically every time I like leveled up. Like, I got new wisdom, I learned something new about myself that I needed to know, and about like my path, and I always get reminded of like why I'm doing what I do, which is really exciting, and like, I need those moments. But for me personally, so I was on a roll, making content and stuff, and then I'm always on the hunt for how can I be better. I'm always trying to be better, always. Like, I'm just always learning, always trying to be better, do things better, That's just who I am as a person. And I've realized now, like, these moments have taught me, like, yes, it's good to do that. But what happens is I learn so much. And then all of a sudden I feel like, wow, I don't know anything. I'm so behind. And then, like, I follow all these people who are, like, giving the advice. And I'm over here just, like, taking it. But sometimes it becomes overwhelming. And I just feel like I'm comparing so much, and I think it kind of like triggers me in a way. So I instantly get overwhelmed, and I start like dwelling on things, and I start overthinking everything. So now I know, like, this is what I start to do. I learn a lot, and then it kind of like overwhelms me, and then I get stressed out, and then I start analyzing everything I've done, everything I'm doing, and then I start to wonder, like, if I'm doing the right thing, or like if I'm, you know, like just everything. And I just need like a moment to kind of like soak it all in, learn, you know, I learn new things, soak it all in. But what starts to happen is I really start comparing myself to other people, and comparing is the worst thing you can do, you guys. It's honestly, it takes all the joy away from what you're doing, and there's so many people out there teaching things. Like, everyone is teaching something. You can learn something from everyone, every situation. There's always something to be learned. But sometimes the best way to learn is to go through it yourself and figure it out, because everyone is different and not everyone's trying to do the same thing. Like I always say, there's no blueprint. So sometimes you just have to learn for yourself, and hearing other people's advice and stuff, like, it gets overwhelming, and then you start comparing and wondering like if you're doing the right thing, and that's what I started doing. Then you start comparing, and you know, comparing is like, what do they say? Comparison is the thief of joy, and it really is. It kind of just like, it can really put a damper on your own parade, your own journey, because you just forget everything you're doing and you start trying to do what other people are doing. And yes, sometimes it's a good thing, but not always, and you just have to kind of like, for me, I had to take a step back and be like, okay, I just need to follow my heart. I need to remember why I do what I do, what I'm doing, and I can learn like things, a few things from other people, but I don't have to take everything they say to heart, or just like, I don't have to do every single thing they're doing. So that's really what I had to learn. And sometimes, you know, like, especially with social media, like, comparing is so easy to do. Like, you don't even know when you're doing it sometimes. And I was watching like a lot of YouTube videos and other people, and like, all of a sudden, like, my algorithm started being like, how to grow your Instagram, how to grow your YouTube, and like all these people talking about how they did it and whatever. And I was just like, oh my god, it's too much. There's too many tips. Like, and then you start thinking like, why is it happening for them? Like, do I not have what it takes? You know, it's just so much stuff. So unnecessary, honestly, because at the end of the day, I do what I do because I want to do it. And that's what I had to remember, instead of thinking like I have to follow what everyone else is doing or whatever. You get what I'm trying to say? Basically, I did what Russ calls analysis paralysis, where I started analyzing myself so much to the point where I couldn't do anything anymore. Like, I couldn't act. I couldn't continue with what I was doing, and I kind of started to like stop some habits, and like my whole flow stopped, because I was like, hold on, I need to like do things better, do things smarter, do things this way, not this way. So it just like stopped me in my tracks, when really I was progressing, but I stopped myself because all of a sudden like I felt like I was doing everything wrong because I was comparing. I love this Rare Beauty blush. It's so, oh my god, did I bring the brush? Okay, I did. So strong, but it's so good. So yeah, pretty much I got into a slump, and I was like, dude, I need to pull. I felt it, and I was like, I need to pull myself together. I need to pull myself out of this, like. And then I was listening to an audiobook at the time. It was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. That was the book I was listening to at the moment. And he said something about most people want to take action after they've been inspired, motivated, and then take action. But really, you have to take action, and then you get inspired, and then you get motivated. And I was like, you know, that makes so much sense. Like, that's what I need to do. Like, it came at the right time, and I really thought about that. And like, it really, you know, hit home, and I was like, okay, that's so true. Like, basically for me, like, I just lost track of everything I was doing, like my schedule, and I was like making a new like habits and like creating, you know, this new like career and stuff. Like, it's still very new to me, so I kind of like lost control of the wheel for a second, and I had to like get control again, and I was just like overwhelmed with having to get control again. So I was like, you know what, I just need to create. Like, I just need to create, feel good, and put it out there. And for me, the creating is so therapeutic. Doing my makeup is so therapeutic. So that's when I came out with like a really out there, like colorful look. I was like, you know what, today I'm just gonna sit down and play with makeup and just create and like take photos. If they come out, cool. If they don't, cool, you know, like I'm just gonna do it because I want to do it and for fun, no pressure. So I really took that pressure off myself, and then I made something and I was like, oh my God, it was so good. Like I was so happy with it, and like I just instantly felt better, and I was like, wow, all I had to do was do something. I just had to get into the motion again. I had to take action, and literally it literally got me right back on track. But I will say, like, even though I was like overwhelmed and kind of like down, I learned so much during that time. Like I said, I was learning a lot and it was becoming overwhelming, but I learned a lot of good things that helped me, that will help, you know, me flourish. And now I can like put those into action now that I'm back into action. Like I know I have everything it takes. Like we all have what it takes inside of us. We just have to like pull it out of ourselves. So just like I just had to learn some things in order to pull that out of me, you know? Ever since that day, I was like, now I remember why I do this. I love creating, you know. I went from being a makeup artist to a content creator, and I was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, I just need to create. Like, it's who I am. It gives me so much purpose, and I love sharing everything. I just love sharing with you guys. Like, I don't care who's watching. I don't care if nobody's watching. I love creating and I love sharing. So you know what I mean? Like, it's coming from a place of love, of passion, and that's what you need. That's all you need, is to do it for you, you know? Do it because you love it. And I also got a lot of new makeup, which really helped too, so I was able to play with a lot of things. And now I'm just getting back on track, and I just feel really good. I feel like an elevated version, so I was like, wow, I really needed that moment to like learn things and get my inspiration back, you know? But I didn't get the inspiration back until I took action. And now I'm motivated because I'm inspired and I've taken action. So I was just overthinking everything, like overthinking. And when you're overthinking, you're not doing anything. You're just thinking. So what you need to do is get out of your head and start doing. That is my advice to you today. Stop overthinking, stop thinking about it, and just do it. Do it for you. That's it. Do it for you. That's the only reason you should be doing anything, is for you. Now I'm back on a roll. I feel so much better. I feel so inspired, and I'm just like so thankful for that moment. So I just want this to be like a teachable moment where it's not always going to be good times, but you have to appreciate the bad times, and you can only appreciate them by learning from them. So, you know, when you don't feel good, slow down, take it easy, but really like reflect on it. And if you're like me and you're overthinking, stop overthinking and just do what makes you happy. Like, everyone has things that makes them happy. Like, some things are distractions, some things are purely distractions, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like what makes you happy about what you do in life. That's what I'm talking about. Not distracting yourself with like food or freaking, you know? We have like pillars in our life, you know, like our relationships, our health, like our career, our home, everything. And once one goes out of whack, it really has an impact on all the other ones too. So for me, I got out of the habit of creating, but I still stuck to my morning ritual, my morning habits. Thankfully, that kept me, you know, that was good. You cannot give up everything at once. You can't just stop going, you know, like otherwise you're gonna go 10, 20 steps backwards really, really quickly. And going forward is a very slow movement, but going backwards is very fast. So you can go very far, very fast, and that's not a good thing. And I told Russ, like, before I like suffered from burnout, and you know, that's a whole nother thing. But at the same time, I'm in a space where I'm in a new lifestyle where I'm still learning how to adapt to this lifestyle, where I still have to have so many new habits to be this new person, do this new lifestyle, that I can't really take time off of doing those habits because they're not instilled in me yet. So I can never go more than, I told him, 2 days max taking a break. Otherwise, it's gonna throw my new habit out of the door. So yes, of course, self-care, rest, be mindful of this. But if you're starting a new habit or starting a new lifestyle, never go more than 2 days because you can easily fall back into your old patterns and all your old thoughts start to come. Like everything happens really, really fast, if you know what I mean. So now I know what to do, I know what I'm doing, and I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun. And having fun is not a bad thing. Like sometimes I feel like, am I like lollygagging or, you know, but honestly, like Abraham Hicks, if you guys don't know who she is, look up Abraham Hicks, or Esther Hicks, sorry, and Abraham. But feeling good is an essential feeling in order to manifest. You have to feel good in order to manifest. So feeling good, having fun is never a bad thing. Don't ever feel guilty for that because it really brings you into a better vibration, a better frequency. But yeah, Subtle Art of Not Giving an F was a really good book. A lot of the stuff I felt like I had learned in my journey already, but it was a great reminder for me to listen. And I heard that one piece of advice and it really helped me in that moment. So it kind of all worked out the way it was supposed to. I'm just staying creative. Like honestly, I love creating. I just love it. I'm doing what I freaking love, and that's honestly the best feeling, and that's something that I always have to remember. Like keep top of mind, hold that vision, and know that this is like what I love, and good things will come from that. I hope you guys get what I'm talking about and like can take away something from this video, to be honest, because I know in my heart that when I'm going through something, like it's only because something good is going to come out of it later. And you know, that's an optimist, a positive mindset. Like having a positive mindset doesn't mean you're always happy, it doesn't mean that. It just means that you hope for the best, but it's always looking at the positive in life versus giving in to all the negatives, because there's always going to be both, you know, but it's like, which one are you going to look at? Are you going to look at this one or are you going to look at this one? And the thing about the universe is like when you don't feel good on the inside, here in your head, you know, your brain is going to confirm that by showing you everything that's negative, okay? But when you feel good, your brain is also going to confirm that by showing you everything good. So it's up to you to get into the feeling that you want to be. And yes, it's hard. It's not easy, okay? But like I said, like for me, like I could have just laid around for a month more, and it does happen, but I knew it was happening. I felt myself sinking, so I kind of swam up. You know what I mean? I had to kind of like get myself afloat because I felt myself sinking. So it's really like, it's hard to change your mindset, but everything that's going on here is being reflected in the world, in your world. So it's so important to really like get to that place. And I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it's necessary. Also, by the way, we finished our show on Netflix. If you guys follow me on Instagram, which you should, I'll put here. Spare fingers, sending you there. We've been watching this show since December, okay? It was 5 seasons. It's a Turkish show on Netflix. It was called Resurrection Ertugrul, and honestly, I was obsessed, and it's the best show I've ever watched. It's considered like a timepiece on Netflix. If you like Game of Thrones, this is like the Turkish Game of Thrones. But you know what I loved the most was, I didn't really know anything about Islam or the Muslim culture, but they're Muslim, and I learned so much. And being like a spiritual person that I am, I just loved the virtues, the values, like all the lessons in there. It was getting a little like choked up. It was just so good and so refreshing, and just but you really have to pay attention because it's not in English. You have to read subtitles, which is good. I know so many words in Turkish now, it's crazy. I was watching this finale, the last episode, you guys, okay? But it was so hard to watch while doing my makeup because I had to read, so I had to keep pausing it. So I'm gonna rewatch it today, to be honest, with Russ, because he didn't watch it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So when I was watching it, I literally was trying to do my makeup for a photo shoot, and I kept freaking getting teary-eyed. Like, it wasn't even sad, it was just like kind of like ending, but you can tell there's gonna be another season that they just haven't announced when it's gonna be out. I was just like, the thought of it being over kept making me so sad, and I was like, oh my god, am I like crying right now? I almost cried 3 times watching it. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me while I did my makeup, and I hope you guys learned something. And again, I just want to say, if you're going through a hard time, my thoughts and love are with you, and just know that you will get through it, and like better days are ahead. Just know that, I promise you. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!